Book title: Madusa's Minds, Reflections of Ego version 1.0. Author: J.R. Wert. Chapter 66. Crimson Wisdom. A journey into the fire garden of the sun, in a remote and peaceful village, enveloped by the ancient, wise trees that bore witness to generations of seekers. There existed a haven of harmony and understanding. This village sat on the verge of the mystical realms of the fire garden of the sun, a place where reality intermingled with transcendent visions and profound spiritual truths. The village was a humming nucleus of ancient wisdom, a living repository echoing with the resonant vibrations of life forces that engaged in an eternal, pulsating dance. Here, the old nurtured the young, weaving age-old stories into their receptive minds, tales that spoke of the delicate dance of life's dualities, revealing secrets that governed the fragile equilibrium of good and evil, light and dark. Born amidst this rich, living realm of knowledge and spirituality was a young seeker known to all as Little Red Seeker Scarf. The name, bestowed upon her, came not merely from her cherished crimson scarf that graced her neck, but from her spirit, which harboured an insatiable curiosity and a formidable determination to unearth and harbour deep wisdom. The scarf was more than a piece of cloth. It was a woven fabric of her community's heart, a symbol of interconnectedness, of deep love, and the rich harmony of shared stories and lived experiences. The crimson scarf bore the energy and dreams of generations. It held patterns reflecting the land's topography, a living map guiding seekers towards understanding and respect for the balanced coexistence of all life forces. And so it bore deep significance on the day chosen for her rite of passage into the realms of the fire garden of the sun, a day of embarking on a soul-stirring journey towards deeper understanding and maturation of spirit. This day was a culmination of countless moon cycles of preparation, a sacred rite that had been handed down through the ages. Marking the passage from childhood into wisdom, the community gathered with solemn reverence, infusing the air with the scent of aromatic herbs and the resonant hums of harmonized voices as they prepared Little Red Seeker for her pilgrimage into the heart of the fire garden, as the rising sun kissed the horizon, splashing the sky with hues of crimson and gold. It echoed the vibrant colour of the scarf that adorned her. Each member of her village came forth, imbuing the scarf with blessings, whispering hopes, and entrusting the shared dreams of her people into the delicate fibres. It became a potent symbol of collective faith, carrying the protective energies of her ancestors and the loving hopes of her mentors. With her mind ripe with the teachings of her elders, and her heart vibrating with a complex symphony of courage, trepidation, and hope, Little Red Seeker embarked upon her journey, a blooming figure stepping forth into the surreal, mesmerizing landscape of the fire garden of the sun. Her scarf flowed with grace, reflecting the spirit of her community, a living entity offering protection and guidance as she ventured into the garden that bore secrets awaiting to unfold before her young yet wise soul, initiating her into realms of deeper understanding and mysteries that promised to test the boundaries of her inner strength and resilience. Thus began the sacred pilgrimage, a journey guided by the wisdom woven into her crimson scarf, a journey into the heart of universal truths, a journey of transformation guided by the rich heritage of wisdom, where the young seeker was to face the grandeur and the perils of the world beyond, holding the sacred objective to return, enlightened with newfound wisdom and fortified with inner strength, ready to enrich her community with the pearls of understanding harvested from the depths of the fire garden. In the garden, prismatic flowers and swaying trees created a symphony of ancient knowledge, setting the stage for the young seeker's journey. Here, the dance of light and shadow mirrored the delicate balance of life, echoing the universe's interplay of opposing yet complementary forces. This dynamic landscape symbolized the constant flux of existence, upheld by wisdom, conscious choices, and a commitment to truth. Yet, amidst this vibrant kaleidoscope of ever-changing hues and harmonious whispers, a sinister energy pulsed in the darker corners, feeding off the imbalances created by greed, vanity, and self-obsession. It was in this space of corrupted energies where the ominous presence of the ego wolf lurked, an entity birthed from the festering egos of countless souls who had lost their way in the labyrinth of self-aggrandizement. With each step deeper into the garden, Little Red Seeker could feel an escalating tension, a building pressure as the vibrant energies of life began to clash with the corrupting influences seeking to overrun the beauty and harmony with darkness and chaos. The sky seemed to darken as she ventured further, and the luminous flowers dimmed, their harmonious song turning into a low, desperate hum, a cry for balance and purity. And then, emerging from the churning maelstrom of darkness and the twisted growth of ego-fueled fantasies, the ego wolf appeared before her. Its form was grotesque, an amalgamation of the many faces it had consumed, its body swollen and distorted, a manifestation of unchecked vanity, greed, and narcissism, a being who had feasted upon the weakest aspects of many a lost soul. Its eyes bore into her, twin abysses of insatiable hunger, the very essence of self-obsession and deceit. It was a monstrous entity, an abomination created from the accumulation of countless moments of arrogance and self-glorification, threatening to engulf the pristine beauty of the garden, to swallow the light and replace it with an endless, voracious darkness born of self-obsession. In the oppressive presence of the wolf, the air grew thick and the sweet fragrances of the garden soured. Every fibre in her being screamed a warning, the scarf around her neck pulsating with a desperate urgency, the very essence of her community's wisdom and love radiating a shield of light to protect her young and tender spirit from the predatory darkness that stood before her. But Little Red Seeker stood firm, her heart pounding a rhythmic drum of courage in her chest. She knew that this encounter was not just a test of her strength and courage, but a confrontation with the shadowy aspects of herself, the facets of ego that dwelled in every being. It was a pivotal moment in her journey, a call to arms in the battle to safeguard the delicate balance of light and darkness, good and evil, a battle that raged within every soul. With deep grounding breaths, she prepared to face the wolf, ready to navigate the perilous landscape of ego, to wield the ancient wisdom she carried within her to preserve the purity of heart, to make choices guided by understanding, respect, and love, ready to face the grotesque manifestation of ego with a spirit fortified by communal teachings and the rich legacy of understanding. The encounter with the ego wolf was about to unveil deep truths to the young seeker, revealing the ominous precipice of self-destruction that lay at the end of the path of self-obsession, unveiling the potent power of choice in the maintenance of harmony and the preservation of light in the face of looming darkness. It was a confrontation with the darkest aspects of self, a meeting ground of fear and courage, a place where Little Red Seeker would be tested to her very core, forging her spirit in the crucible of self-discovery and universal truth. As Little Red Seeker stood before the leviathan of unchecked ego and vanity that was the ego wolf, she carried with her not only the ancestral wisdom woven into the fibres of her scarf, but also the collective strength of her people, their teachings, their hopes, and their indomitable spirit of unity and love, with each beguiling word that flowed from the wolf's jaws, a fabric of illusory dreams and promises spun in the air, weaving tales of grandeur, of power and boundless self-glory designed to ensnare the young seeker into the treacherous mire of self-obsession. The air vibrated with the intoxicating fragrance of illusory pleasures, pulling at her senses, beckoning her spirit to succumb to the grandiose illusions that whispered sweetly in her ears, promising fulfillment of the grandest desires rooted in egoistic pursuits. Yet, deep within the patterns and warm embrace of her scarf, a pulsating heartbeat of collective wisdom vibrated stronger, forming a protective barrier around her, a shield forged from ages of discernment and understanding, resonating with echoes of cherished teachings that spoke of the dire consequences of succumbing to the persuasive pull of the ego. In this monumental moment of choice, Little Red Seeker delved deep within herself, tapping into the reservoir of inner strength and clarity nurtured through the wisdom imparted by her people. Her spirit resonated with a harmonious frequency that drowned out the cacophony of empty promises, her will fortified by the rich mosaic of ancestral voices guiding her in the perilous landscape of temptation. With unyielding resolve, she chose the path of truth and light, rejecting the seductive allure of self-glorification. She understood that to entertain even the slightest notion of grandeur conjured by the wolf was to feed it, allowing it to grow, to consume, to overtake the beauty and harmony of existence with insatiable darkness. She refused to offer it even the smallest acknowledgement, denying it the validation it so desperately craved. as she took a stand. Fortified by the wisdom bestowed upon her, a miraculous transformation began to unfold. The suffocating, oppressive energy that the wolf had cast over the fire garden of the sun began to dissipate. With each firm rejection of the wolf's enticing advances, light began to permeate the once dark corners, bringing life and vitality back into the stifled flora and fauna of the garden. She held her ground, her spirit shining with an unyielding light, a beacon of purity, of self-awareness and steadfastness. Through her conscious choice to starve the monstrous ego before her, refusing to succumb to its allure, the garden responded in kind, blossoming anew with an eruption of vibrant colours and a harmony of balanced energies. The once sombre ground burst forth with a fusion of vibrant hues, a testimony to the resplendent beauty birthed from self-awareness and compassion. Each petal, each blade of grass sung praises of resilience, of courage, and harmonious existence, rejoicing in the symphony of life that returned as the dark. Egoistic force receded, revealing the fire garden in its true essence, a haven of enlightenment resonating with the delicate yet powerful symphony of balanced energies, blossomed into a sanctuary of wisdom, love, and harmonious coexistence, a transformation rooted in the strength to choose selflessness over selfish desires, to uphold the values of compassion, understanding, and respect for all beings. As the oppressive shadows cast by the ego wolf receded into the archives of lessons learned, Little Red Seeker stood as a pillar of light, her gleaming ruby scarf pulsating with vibrant life, a testimony to the healing, transformative power of unity, community, and the choices rooted in self-awareness and love. Emerging from the depths of the transformed fire garden of the sun, Little Red Seeker carried within her a newly acquired depth of understanding and clarity. She had beheld the ego wolf in its true form, a figure devoid of its formidable facade, revealed to be nothing but a pitiable, desperate entity, rendered powerless in the face of conscious rejection of the illusionary grandeur it proposed. With a heart swelling with triumph and newfound wisdom, she made her way back to the village. As she stepped into the loving embrace of her community, Little Red Seeker bore tales rich with experiences of her transformative journey. She became a living testament to the formidable power of conscious choice, a vibrant example of the strength derived from steadfastly denying the ego which sought validation. Her words painted vivid images of a life richly nourished through a cultivation of balanced self-awareness and the tender nurturance of compassionate understanding. Her people listened intently, their hearts resonating with the truth reverberating in her tales, the collective spirit of the community harmonizing with the enlightened frequencies she now embodied. They saw reflected in her the vibrant potential for a life devoid of the shackles of ego, a life rooted deeply in self-awareness and nurtured through the profound understanding of interconnected existence. United, they vowed to traverse this path of enlightenment, grounding themselves firmly in the profound teachings that fostered harmony, mutual respect, and the conscious choice to nourish the communal garden over succumbing to the tantalizing yet destructive enticements of the ego wolf. They committed to daily practices of mindfulness, to the celebration of unity, and the nurturing of deep-rooted connections that transcended the superficial allure of ego-driven desires. As days turned into years, a remarkable transformation took hold in the heart of their village, nestled in the fire garden of the sun, under the wise and gentle guidance of Little Red Seeker, a beacon of truth adorned with a scarf that bore testimony to her journey. The community flourished into a haven of golden-hued understanding. It became a vibrant mosaic of light and shadow, a dance of diverse yet harmoniously intertwined energies existing in a delicate balance. Rejoicing in a rich fabric of collective wisdom and shared experiences, the community learned to navigate the complex landscapes of life, consciously choosing paths of understanding over judgment, of compassion over hostility, and of unity over division. They developed an ecosystem of mutual nourishment, where each individual, irrespective of their age, contributed to the wellness and the enlightened growth of the community. Stories of their transformation reverberated far and wide, inspiring others to embark on similar journeys of self-discovery, of peeling back layers of ego to reveal the true essence of their beings, nurturing a broader network of communities awakening to the destructive allure of unchecked ego. As they blossomed in unison, a radiant garden of soulful connections emerged, pulsating with life, wisdom, and the tender warmth of unified hearts. Underneath the canopy of the fire garden, they fostered a rich soil of understanding, nurturing seeds of future generations to grow in the loving embrace of harmony, mutual respect, balanced coexistence, guided forward by the emblematic figure of the seeker with a crimson scarf. A harmonious community learning and choosing, day by day, to reject the destructive siren song of ego, opting instead for a world rooted in universal truth, conscious choice, and the richly woven canvas of harmonious existence.